Hello and welcome to Operation Crypto. Today I'm going to take a look over Bitcoin. We will have a look at some crazy price predictions that people are forecasting, and then I'll jump into some technical analysis to have a look at some price action and see where we can get some great investment opportunities and where we could potentially go in the future. So hello and welcome to my channel. Please make sure you do like this video, subscribe to my channel, and let's just jump into some crazy Bitcoin price predictions before I jump into some technical analysis with regards to Bitcoin and where I think the price is going to go. So let's start off here with Chamath and Wentz, as they both say about Bitcoin. Will it $1 million by 2037 and 2027? I think that's massively overestimated. And the dates, I think they've pulled them dates out of the arse, to be honest. And I do think that you need to disregard them. To pretty much disregard the top few, we got John Peffer saying $700,000 by no date at all. Scrolling down, we have Jeremy Liu, he's saying $500,000 by 2030. I mean, that's another 10 years from now. The potential is there, but we are currently trading at $10,000, so that is a long way off. Mark Yusko is saying $400,000 by no date, so that could be anywhere in 100,000 years, but you never know. Roger Vert, this is getting down towards more the ballpark figures that I think things could potentially start to go. So he did say in 2015 that we could hit $2,500, which we smashed. He did say $25,000, which we were fairly close. We did hit $20,000 per Bitcoin back in around December 2017, and then he's even give $250,000. That could potentially happen in the coming years, but it just depends how this market goes. We then have Anthony Pompliano. He is more known as Pomp on Twitter. He's a massive Bitcoin advocate. He's saying that $100,000 by the end of 2021 December time, and that is potentially a possibility. I do think it's going to be stretched out. I think 2021 is a little bit close. Like I say, we are trading at around $10,000 now. We are in the middle of a pandemic, so things around the world economies are starting to drop off now. We've had a lot of all-time highs across all stock markets, but I do think things now are going to start on a decline and we're going to hit a recession, and I do think that this will pull Bitcoin down a little bit, but I think that is a very good possibility that could happen in the mid to long term over the next 3 to 10 years. I do think that's got a big potential to happen. Then I have Kay Van Peterson, also $100,000 by 2027. I mean, that is, you could say that's a potential, that could really happen. And then coming down to some of the low estimates, we have Tom Lee saying $91,000 by 2020, that's this year. Unfortunately, Tom, that is not going to happen. Ty Lopez, $60,000. And finishing off here, we have Ronnie Moas, he's saying $50,000 by this year. I mean, we are at $10,000, it will be a times 5 from current prices, so it is not out of a question, but I don't think it's going to happen. But let's just jump over to CoinMarketCap, run over some of the key stats of Bitcoin, and then I'll jump over to TradingView and have a look at some technical analysis to see where I think the price could potentially go. Just popping on CoinMarketCap, we will just check over some of the key stats. So we are trading at today's price of $10,158. Obviously, the maximum supply of Bitcoin, as you will know, is 21 million. And in circulation, we currently have $18.481 million of a market cap of $187.7 billion, which is absolutely massive. Scrolling down, the all-time highs, which was logged on CoinMarketCap, was December the 17th, and that was $20,089. So we just breached at $20,000. And then if you was around at them times, it absolutely fell off a cliff, as you can see here, but we'll see it better on the chart in a second on TradingView. And finally, just where the market is trading the most, you would expect it to be Binance against Tether, and there you go. Binance and Coinbase are getting quite a bit of the volume there. We're getting around $534 million worth of trading per 24 hours over on Binance. That's where you would expect it is currently the biggest exchange and pretty much the most well-known. Right, so we will be using BTC versus Tether chart. This is on Binance. I'm just going to start off on daily to have a look at what's been going on currently, and then we'll drop into the weekly and have a look at some potential areas of prediction where we could go. So, 13th of March 2020, we had a massive dump. We dropped from around $9,100 all the way down to $3,700, and ever since then we've been on quite a significant rise. If we just mark it up as a percentage from that bottom wick all the way to the top, we've had around a 230% price raise, and that's quite a substantial rise. If you had some spot orders in place down here, then you will have been absolutely laughing. But what I want to do is potentially have a look now. We have started to roll over. We did hit around $12,000, and we did have a big drop the other day, all the way down to $9,800. And this move pretty much is a no relief. We had a bit of a sideways action. You could say we was in the chop for around a couple of months really, and then we had that major move up, and altcoins absolutely rallied. And then ever since then, it's been again, we had a little bit of a consolidation area, but we've dropped. And now, if you just look at it, I am a massive advocate of the Hitman, the market momentum finder. And this works out what's happening in the markets and whether you're bullish or bearish, and it does give you a good sentiment to where it's currently going. If you look in the past, we've been bearish, we've dropped down, we've been bullish, and we've been bearish again. And that was if you sold your Bitcoin around then, or you did a short, then you would have been laughing. And then we've been bullish ever since April. And that's been a long period of being bullish, and we have flipped that horrible daily candle that we had down there, flipped to sentiment, and now we are bearish. And that is my opinion, that I do think that we are going to drop further. But what I want to do is just currently mark up the 10k level, because the 10k level currently is absolutely massive. We have bounced off it a couple of times. If we just can get that right on there, where are we now? See if we can get it. We'll put it around there, it's around the same level. If we can just move up a little bit. There we go. So, the 10k level throughout history, if you look, we've always bounced off it, and it's been a great area. It's a very psychological area. 10k is massive. But we did come down, and we've bounced this off this area. You could say this supply and demand area. We have bounced back up, and it has, to be honest, it has done really well. It's acted as great support. I think if we do break below this area, then get a daily candle close below here, then I think it could turn really nasty. And that's what I think will happen. I think that with all that's going on in the world, with the pandemic, economies are on their arse, the Federal Reserve been printing off dollars left, right and centre. And eventually all that is going to trickle into Bitcoin, like it did last Thursday. The S&P 500, the Dow Jones, all fell on its arse. The dollar started to rise, and it did take quite a big impact on the rest of the world markets, and Bitcoin followed it. That's what happened here. So that was 2nd of September. We had a massive drop, and we're just starting to consolidate around here. But I just do think, in my opinion, I think this is the start of a major move down. And I do pretty much use that that Hitman momentum finder as my guide. But what I want to do is just drop onto the weekly time frame, and I want to put a Fibonacci on this major move that we've had, and see where we could potentially get some good price predictions and price entries. So what I want to do is take the bottom of this move back in March, all the way up to the top of that body there, the highest body and the lowest body there. I'm not going to do it from wick to wick. And you just want to zoom out and have a look at some of these potential areas. If we do break below $10,000, then $9,400 is the next target, in my opinion. And some of these levels down here, remember, we have a Bitcoin CMA gap right on that level around there, around $3,500. I'm not saying that's going to hit, but a lot of the time these CMA gaps are closed. There's somewhere on Twitter saying 90% chance, but I think that's 90% chance it has to be closed within the first 24 hours or something similar to like that. I've not done a full analysis of it, but these gaps are here as targets. Currently we have a Bitcoin CME gap around this level here. We did the weekend, we had quite a significant move down, and that created a gap above. But what I want to do is potentially look at some entry points down here, and in my opinion, I do think that we can come down towards these levels around $7,800. If we just mark it up as a percentage, what would that be from current levels? Say we drop from $10,000 down to there, you're talking a 21% drop down to a 618 level. And a 618 level is a great guide to get some entry points in. So in my opinion, I do think that we're going to head down there, unfortunately. But these dips are for buying. What you need to do, if you've, depending on how long you've been in Bitcoin or you've been in crypto, then money is made in the dips. If you're new to it, and you do not think that you're going to be making money when it's going down, then what you need to do is keep some USDT and in some spot orders in places down here, and potentially look at picking some cheap Bitcoin up. So I do think that we can come down to this level. If we get really, really bad and things start dropping, then who knows that we could come down here. Personally, I would love to fill this CME gap down here. If we just mark it up there as a box. Imagine getting some Bitcoin at these prices down here. That would be the ultimate investment, in my opinion. I have seen a lot of further bearish scenarios where people are calling for $1,000 and sub $1,000. I think we're past that now. I don't think the chances of going down there are ever going to happen. But as you can see, look down here, we have a lot of movement in these areas, and I do think that the potential to get some orders in down here and filled is quite high. But we just need to see this 10k level here. This is massive in my opinion. I do think that if we break that, then we will hit $9,400, and then the next target will be $9,000. All the round numbers, so $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 are pretty much good areas of support and resistance, because it's a psychological area. That's where people want to buy. They want to buy at the 9s, want to sell at the 10s, and etc, etc. People buy at 10, want to sell at 20. That's just the way things go. But just to put a spin on it as well, if we do flip round and the market starts to turn bullish, because this 10k area could really, in my opinion, stay as it is, and we could bounce off 10k, and we could eventually start to move up. And if you look around here, we have hit the 12k region now, and we had some wicks up there. It has acted as resistance all the time. If you look at this wick here, we wicked up there to 12k, and we've come back down. Every time we have got to 12k, apart from the major 2017 move, we've come back down. So if we do bounce off this area, we need to close above 12k to get a more bullish scenario. I think if we hit 12k, then 14k is next, and then we need to take it from there. But with regards to going back to the beginning of the video, when we talk about Bitcoin predictions, I do think, in my opinion, that 100k will be possible, but you are talking 10-15 years. I still think we're a long way off. I think we're a long way off adoption. You know, if you've been into DeFi space recently, everything's been mooning, but a lot of it is scams, and that's pretty much tarnished the industry in a way, as in you just don't know what to buy really, because you have things like sushi coin, hot dog coin. People buying these coins just for the sake of buying them and hoping the moon, and eventually getting wrecked, and you don't want that. So what you need to do is be pretty much diligent with your orders and try and get some in at these areas. I do think that we can get this price down here, but we just need to flip that area first. So that is my take on Bitcoin, and that will wrap it up for today's video. I think the 618 level is first, so try and get 7k, then reassess the situation then and see what can potentially happen. If we still are bearish and the hitman is bearish again, it's still bullish on a weekly time frame, but if you just drop to the daily time frame, look, we are bearish, and I do think we are going to start rolling down. But we'll just see how it goes, and I will reevaluate this video in the next coming weeks and months and see where we're going. So thanks for listening. Please make sure you do like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you next time.